afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for May 29th, 2020, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're having a call at 6 p.m. Eastern for the Tradera people. And I'm giving another call. I'm going to be talking about the Spagia product line that we're coming out with Fulmina. Much more affordable. It's going to direct to naturopathic, homeopathic, herbology, many different types of plants and extracts, all done in an alchemy way, also affecting the ethereal plane of our existence. So I'll go into that pretty much in some depth, addressing that, so I can get everybody somewhat acclimated. I'm going to try and stay away from anything deeply technical and just kind of cover the surface of what this is, what it's about. See, at the time, this planet and what's happening, we're coming out with this line, and of course, the current Fulminas is that, and then of course the Iris, which is phenomenal. Any of you who have received it, it's absolutely phenomenal. You'll start experiencing, and I've already had people tell me what they're experiencing with it. It's a first for the planet, for the civilization. So what we're doing is we're coming out with these applications to assist those who are in the higher spiritual awareness of the gods and the pure consciousness within them, so that the transition can be assisted with those who are awake. And that's why the Iris has been introduced, and the Spagia will be introduced, and will, as I said a long time ago, a few years ago when we first started presenting the Fulmina, we were going to get more advanced, and we were expanding more and connecting the dots on what this is all about, why we're doing it. And now that's coming into play. So it's unprecedented for those who are of the. It doesn't make any of us any better than any rest of our brothers and sisters. It just means that there are those of us who are much more awake. And, there's people in their 80s and 90s much more awake, as well as those in their teens, 20s on up. That's right, and even those 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we're in this transition. We're in 5 dimension, in 5 density, and we're really, as much as we can have assistance, the better. That's why it's so important in this. Things are accelerating here, okay? We are looking at this, remember, from the outside. We are not in it. We're looking from the outside. Now, you're in it when you're trying to shift people. It's like the face mask and stuff like that, silliness going on right now, where you feel compelled to, try to get them educated or wake them up. Then you become involved with it, and then you get irritated and stressed and, frayed at the edges and stuff. So when you're outside looking at it, you just look at it. You don't participate in it. We can maneuver around here and stuff, but we don't have to participate in it. See, that's the enticement of this 3D, because we're so used to being in it that, and it'll fade. It's fading now. A lot of you are probably experiencing a kind of a fade effect, where these things are beginning to just disappear for you. you're not noticing things, you're not looking at things, you're not interested in things, and they're leaving your thought process. They're leaving it. And this is also due to anything that any of us get mired in. You know how you feel stuck, or you feel like you're glued in one place and you're struggling. And what we do is we seem to fight ourselves. It's almost, it could be a fear that we create into reality where we don't care to let go of it. We hold on to it, kind of hold on to it, and we just don't let it go. We don't surrender it. And I think a lot of us have that, where we won't surrender it. We argue ourselves with ourselves. And then as we do that, we literally drop deeper into the actual mire of existence. You know what I mean? You kind of get, the more you fight it, the more you get mired in it, and then it just increases the feeling of being stuck and not being able to move freely with yourself. So again, it's about surrender and letting go. That's why it's so important to go with the flow. And I know some people have a difficult time. I think at times we all do, of going with the flow. But when you're consciously aware of yourself and what you're doing, and you start to say, okay, all right, I'm getting off track here. We have a tendency, we start getting anxious and rush things and force things and that type of stuff, instead of just letting it go once and for all. Now, at first it's intermittent. We're able to do it, and then things happen, and then we get pulled back, and frustration and things like that. But as we continue to apply it with ourselves, it becomes more. We're able to do it more, and especially through the heart-mind. So we surrender whenever we have these challenges in this existence that come at us. It's just like, the frantic energy, now we see anger and like in Minnesota and places where unnecessary. It's the same old. Expressing anger, hatred, and being destructive. It doesn't work. It never has. It just destroys those who do it. It really does. It takes a huge effect on them. And once you go down that, it's difficult to get out of it, because we've all seen through the generations how these conflicts occur. Some of you were probably around in the Detroit riots back in the 60s. I happened to have an aunt that lived right down the street from all of the action, and I happened to be there a few times when it was going on. So you start to realize that this stuff, this hatred aggression, it's self-destructive to one who participates in it. And see, we've been taught to believe that that's a weakness. Those are, that's because you're weak and cowardly, and you don't show that aggression. It's the opposite. Because when we concentrate on the peace and the tranquility and the gentleness and kindness with ourselves, then we can shine that light on everybody else. So many of us are not awake. We know that. So we're doing what we're doing because we like to be in higher frequency. It becomes more of our natural state of being to be in peace and joy, and not the opposite. So the disruptiveness, you could kind of call yourself kind of a balancing weight for the civilization as things progress. Things are going to get a little hairy on the planet for a brief period of time, and there's going to be those of us who will be concentrating on assisting the planet and civilization. When I talk about assisting the planet, we're talking, and so the only way you can do that with ease is to surrender and relax and go with the flow. Have no expectations and no attachments. Okay? You project something, so you move energy into form, and then you let it go. You don't need to revisit it or harp on it or persist with it, because you've already, through the heart mind, sent it. It is forming into, the energy is moving into form on what it is that you asked for. And that's going with the flow. So it says, oh, I'm expecting this and I'm expecting that. When you do that, you push it away. Things happen, eruptions, more time, because it's going to take more time. But when you just let it go and you really don't have a care in the world, and you move more into peace, more into joy, and you start to feel, this is great. This is how I desire to feel all the time. And you can. Now some people don't understand that, and they'll look at you like you're some kind of a fruitcake because, I'm just going with the flow. I have no expectations, no attachments, and I'm just going with the flow. You see, we're trained to be tense, stressed, in fear most of the time, sorrow, anguish, all of that stuff. We've all experienced it enough. We don't need to constantly experience it over and over again. We know the difference, and and that's a good thing that we do know the difference. And so we can compare between the two. It's all good, this experience, this existence, because it balances us and harmonizes us from both directions, from the dark side and the light side, from the good and the bad, from the pain and the joy, from the sorrow to the happiness. So we know the difference here. But eventually we'll get to a point where we'll know through our heart mind. It'll just be automatic. Don't care to go down that road, so therefore I won't create it into a reality. So just disperse it and walk through it. It's important to just simply relax and surrender to anything that confronts you. Just let go. Just don't hold on to it. That's not a good thing, because it causes more inner turmoil and it gets us out of balance. So you just, anything, time schedules, you ever notice that you get a situation that says, it's got to be done, 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 it's got to be done now. You just kind of go, well, you just go with the flow, and hey, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. And it's not like we're reckless and we're floating and we have no intention. It's the opposite, because we have a heart-mind confidence that supports us, and we know that the direction in our existence is free-flowing. It's not obstructed. And we're not fighting anything. And we're not getting in our way. See, when you go with the flow, you're not getting in your own way. But when you start fighting yourself and you become critical of yourself and you start banging on yourself and you get rough with yourself, it has a tendency for you to stand in your own way, and then all of the abundance, all of the joy that you are, in the universe is trying to float to you, it bounces off. you don't receive it. It's almost like we're standing in front of ourselves with our hands up, like our hands like stop. We're saying, no, don't come to me, no. And we're not, you come full circle and you become clear enough where you start saying, I'm not going to stand in my own way. I'm going to be the opposite of that. I'm just going to be flowing, free-flowing, going with the flow. I'm not going to have any expectations. I guarantee you, any of us that have had any expectations, what happens when those expectations are not fulfilled? What happens? We get very upset. We feel hurt, depressed, let down. Knowing that, why would we have expectations? Why would we? Because to have that feeling isn't a pleasant thing, but to have the feeling of, man, this is great. As long as I do this, this will occur. I don't do this, this isn't going to occur. It's not expectation. It's not attachment. You're making a statement to yourself, and you know it. It's not judging or anything. So therefore, I will continually concentrate my energies on happiness, joy, bliss, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, tranquility, benevolence. That's where I'm going to concentrate. Because I deserve all of that. Because I am all of that. And I've got it all bottled up inside of me with a lid that's just really tight. And I just don't let myself shine. I get too miscombobulated. I don't feel worthy. I don't feel that I deserve the best of everything. I don't feel like I'm that good. All those things. That's the ego mind. It plays multiple roles with us while we're in these bodies. And it's very powerful. So, we can shift that easily. And being serious, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Seriousness is as I've said before, is a dis-ease to the soul. A man who knows the divine has a sense of humor. If you meet someone who has no sense of humor, you can be certain that he or she is a pretender. Knowing the divine brings sincerity, and all seriousness disappears. Who's the divine? The God within you. Knowing the divine. Knowing the divine brings sincerity, and all seriousness disappears. Knowing brings a playfulness. Knowing brings a sense of humor. And the sense of humor is a must. Let this always be remembered. Osho. So you're a man, you're a woman, you know the divine, and you know that the divine has a sense of humor. Seriousness is a dis-ease to the soul. But knowing the divine brings sincerity, and all seriousness disappears. Why do we need to be serious? I'm not talking about when people are sitting there and you just start laughing and, joking and everything. You're not in seriousness. You're in joy and happiness, and you have humor, and you laugh with yourself, laugh at yourself. And it's always connected. Our suffering, each and every one of us, notice this, just figure this one out, is that the more serious you are about things, the harder your life becomes. You ever notice that? And I've asked people this, and you gotta be, you have to be careful because some people get very defensive. But you kind of go, so why do you continue to be serious? If the more serious you are about things, the harder your life becomes. Will we continue to be serious? What's the purpose of being serious about anything? What is that purpose? You ever thought about that? Why do we need to be serious? Well, you got to be serious about this. Yeah, this isn't a laughing matter. Why are you smiling? You should be serious. You ever have been in that situation where you're smiling and the other person gets agitated because you're not serious? You ever notice that? Now, can you imagine that there's something happening and one of the leaders gets up there and they're laughing and smiling? You know how many people the egos would kick in and how upset they would be? They didn't even take this seriously. This is very serious. We've got a lot of issues happening here. And so you ask yourself, what is the purpose that I should be serious about anything? Do you think you'll reach enlightenment faster by being serious? Some people do. Some people believe that if the more serious and intense and stone-faced they are, the faster they'll reach enlightenment. Now, this is crucial. Do you honestly believe you will attain your ego's desires with more joy and effortless ease, if you're super serious about them? Attain your ego's desires. Remember that when, in a lot of ways, it's important for us to begin to understand that a lot of ways, seriousness is a contracted, controlling, egoic energy which blocks you from being relaxed, happy, and able to manifest or create reality or desires effortlessly. So it causes friction. It causes disharmony. It stops you. It stops you from literally effortlessly being happy, being relaxed, able to move energy into form. And what is, seriousness causes tightness. It causes discomfort. You get all tensed up, serious. It's something that should be embraced. And how, I've had people say this, how can you be positive about everything? How can you, you can't be positive about everything. See, people think that success in this life comes first, then happiness and joy and everything. Happiness, joy, and bliss come first, then success. You have it's twisted. Happiness, bliss, and joy come first, then success. And we all know that this life contains both polarities of nature, the deep and the dark, as well as the light and the bright, and everything between the two. The dark always contains the light, and the light always contains the dark. They're interrelated. They coexist as complementary energies that cannot exist separately. Now, this melting light-dark energy is found in the fabric and matrix of every atom in our universe. And when you remember that, you'll know that somewhere inside the negative you can find a seed of something positive. You just have to get out your microscope and look more closely at the situation with a creative mind and an open heart. See, when positivity, when we are genuinely positive, have you ever noticed something? When you get around certain people and you're positive about something and you say, you know, there's some good in this too, and there's some really beneficial things in it, and then they get upset and irritated that you're saying that and you're agreeing with them that it's doom and gloom and dark and destructive and bad, you know, what are you talking about? There's nothing good in this. You crazy? This is horrible. So you understand that this is why when we create a universe, there's a white hole and a black hole. But no one talks about the white hole, because the white hole is the beginning of the universe. It pushes out everything, planets, suns, moons, everything. And the black hole is drinking in the universe to end it. Okay? The white pours forth of the creation of the universe. The black vacuums it all in. And we, those before us, have been able to circumvent the ending of any universe. Isn't that something? Pure consciousness existence. We control existence. Heart, mind, positivity. Heart, mind, positivity. Surrendering, relaxing, going with the flow, no attachments, no expectation. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. We just relax them. Let go, surrender, release any stresses, fears, anxieties, worries, hurriedness. Getting in a hurry. Release it. Surrender it. A lot of people go, oh yeah. And you know, you think you surrender it and you don't, because you're operating through the ego mind. You think you're operating through the heart mind. You can tell. You know, you can really tell that it's not coming from the heart mind, because you feel that frequency is coming from the head, the ego mind. So you just surrender everything. It says, okay, fine, I'm going to let it go. I'm not interested in keeping it. Been doing good for me. It just keeps me low and low vibrational frequencies and upset and worried and stressed. I'm not going to carry that. I'm letting it go. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not rushing anything. I have no expectations or attachments. I just go with the flow. And you let it go. All of it. But as you let it go, the body begins to relax. Have a good understanding with your body. Have a loving relationship with your body. So the body, you know, the stress drains off and it relaxes. And as you do that, you want to move into the now. A lot of people like to be in the future or the past. They ignore the now. And so whatever they're doing in the now, they're completely oblivious to it, because their mind is going into the future or the past all the time. So they aren't paying any attention to what they're doing in the now. Isn't that amazing? You're not focused on the actual existence of the moment to moment that you're in. You're focused on something that's not there, the future, and then something that is gone and dead, the past. This is strange. So when you focus on the now, the very moment, the space between heartbeats, you're washing your hands. You're focusing on washing your hands. You're brushing your teeth. You're focused on brushing your teeth. You don't have dozens of thoughts going on while you're doing these things. And when you do that and you move into the now, you still the mind. You still the ego mind, which is just incessantly bombarding you with every thought that you could possibly conceive and then some. So when you ever notice this, when you focus on the now, all that goes away. That's the stilling of the mind. See? And you, each of us, are in control of that. We always have been. It's not in control of us. Some of us will go into the past and get seduced because we reminisce. It's easy to do. We're all susceptible to it. You go into the past and you reminisce and you know, wonderful things, experiences, not so good at things and experiences. It all goes hand, it all comes together. And because you feel it through your heart, see, that when you do that, because you reminisce about these times that are long past gone. And by doing that, what happens is that we bring it into the future that doesn't exist. And we create our future out of the past and relive the past in that created future from the past. So it's quite interesting that, and it doesn't make people bad or anything. It's, they aren't aware, so they do that. And that's why so many people say, I feel like I've been just going in circles my whole life. When instead, vibrancy, new, you're creating your future in the now. And so you're expanding and intensifying. And you're moving forward. And you're not looking back. And you're creating new things, new experiences, new fulfillment. And you're constantly moving on. You're not in a race. You're constantly moving on. So also, as we've relaxed the body and we're in the now, we want to breathe. We want to breath in through the mouth and breath out. Breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth. And I say 6 times while I'm talking, but you just do your own count. And then what we do is picture something as we're breathing. The breathing moves us into the now and keeps us there. Because when we focus on our breathing, it is only the now. It is only the moment. That's what it is. It's nothing else. It is only the moment. And as we continue to realize the moment, we relax. We aren't interrupted. And we take the breath as we breath in through the nose, and we visualize that. And we literally go and we pull the breath through our chakra centers. Through our chakra centers. And let's just start, so right up the center of the body, it's real easy. So as you easily breath in, you pull that breath up through your Muladhara, your dorsal spine base chakra, the 4th ray of harmony. And then we move further up to the solar plexus, the Manipura, the 6th ray, devotion. And then we move up to the 2nd ray, love and wisdom, the heart center chakra. And then we move to the 3rd radius, active intelligence, the throat chakra. the Vishuddha. And then we move that breath, and we pull it up, the frontal chakra, the ajna, the fifth radius, concrete knowledge, vices of the ray, virtues to acquire, respect, devotion, sympathy, love, broad-mindedness. And then we come up through the head center, the Sahasrara, the first radius, will or power. So we're in the crown chakra. And as we pull the breath up into the back of the head, for a brief moment we hold it. I am light, I am love, I am. And then during that brief moment we condense it and compress it into liquid energy. And as we do that, we then release it over the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is like a little ball or prune or raisin or however you want to describe it. Rosebud. And hard, rosebud's real hard when you press on it, way before it blooms. And this liquid energy that we release over the pineal gland, the pineal begins to bloom like a rose. And it begins to expand and come alive, focus and balance. It's very important to us while in these bodies because it's our gateway to the particles of existence. It's our gateway to pure consciousness. And it's our gateway to existence and beyond. So that's why we do this at least 6 times. Easy breath in, easy breath out. We breath it in, we pull it up to the crown chakra in the back of the head. We hold it a brief period of time. We condense it, compress it into liquid energy, and then we release this beautiful, wonderful energy over the pineal gland so it continues to expand and it continues to intensify. Now we also know that we have the ego mind. The ego mind's always there. Ego mind's always trying to convince you that no, you don't do that and don't do this. It doesn't work. It's just garbage and everything. It's not working for you. It's not having any effects with you. So just stop doing it. It's just a waste of time. That's the ego mind. So we're one. We are one with the heart mind. We are one with the God within us, the pure consciousness. And we're one with these bodies. And we're also consciously aware that we are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. Now we have others with us all the time. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. They too are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And they vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. There's trillions of them. They are a different civilization, different species in a way. And they're always helping, always assisting. That's where we're going. We will always be assisting and always helping, which is basically helping ourselves, parts of ourselves. And we have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth. These were those who came out of bicameralism at one time and discovered their pure consciousness. Many, many, many of them. And they assist us because they're part of us. Part of them. They're consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. We're all together. And we then, as we assemble our circle of light, as it continues to intensify and expand around the equator of this planet Earth Gaia, and this now, in this meditation. So we form the circle of light, hand in hand, arm in arm, our gods with their gods with ours, and the archangels and the ascended masters, we all come in ourselves, and this beautiful, radiant, brilliant white light. This is a vibrational frequency. It is the pure consciousness, the God within us, that creates it. We shine forth our light, our God light energy. It grays out the darkness of space. So as we have formed it, we then call out to many others to join us. And we call out to all of the light energy beings, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And they are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And they all come in the googolplexes from every direction. One googolplex fills this universe. They come in the trillions. And we experience everybody coming together, so they come in from every angle. You're talking trillions of universes. And we call upon all of the civilizations, inner Earth, hollow Earth, beneath Earth, Agartha, many, many, many civilizations, and they too, they have to be, if they want to be. They have to be if they want to be. Of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And they all come in the billions, and they join the circle. And again, the circle is continually to intensify and expand. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. We then call upon all of the galactics, all of the off-worlders, Andromedans, Sirians, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Golden Pyramid, Avians, Saturnians. It's on and on and on. Just in this sector of the galaxy, there's over 1,000 civilizations, species of intelligent life. They are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They've been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And our circle of light continues to intensify and expand. Then we call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. That means all of us. Only those who are consciously aware that they are the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. When they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. And our circle continues to intensify and expand. Now, we call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia, and this now, and this meditation, in this circle of light. Now, there's trillions and trillions of them. Shapes, color, size, forms, and configurations of which many we've never seen. And just to name a fraction of them, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, gnomes, the trolls, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Massive amounts, numbers. And they join us. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. And our circle continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Then, we all convene. We are all gathered. And we're all in full compassion, non-negativity, non-ego, non-judgment, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And we're all one, and we're all together, and we all vibrate in the highest of deepest eternal love light frequencies, and the highest of the deepest eternal gratitude. And we be all of us. It's endless. Googleplexes of light energy beings, all of us together, as we ascend, we levitate above the planet, and we come into this massive gossamer field. And the field's everywhere. It embraces everything. And it is filled with vibrant, radiant, spectacular colors, glittering, reflecting the light, the God light energy. And we're reminded of things. We have the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We have the purple, violet, blue flaming light of Archangel Michael. This column reminds us that we are the power. We are the strength. We are the resolve. We have the white fire. This is our armor, so to speak. It is because we maintain a very high vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude. Nothing can penetrate it. Nothing can come near it of the lower dark matter frequencies or the lower survival matter frequencies. Now, we choose, though, if we choose to lower our vibrational frequency, our white fire armor begins to deplete itself. And the deeper we go into anger and stress and fear and revenge and destruction, the weaker our armor becomes. And then it allows these lower dark matter frequencies to come in. We're also reminded of the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds us that if we do this, we can bring in the purple transmuting flame, and we can transmute all of these lower dark matter frequencies into neutral light substance, send them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. We also have the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us that right after we have brought in the purple transmuting flame, we bring in the violet ray, and we cleanse the whole area where those low frequencies were, thus lifting our vibrational frequency field of our white fire armor into balance, into harmony, once more restoring our impenetrable armor, white fire. We also have the golden white pink light. This reminds us, this column reminds us of who and what we are. We are deep eternal love, we are deep eternal gratitude, We are peace. We are joy. We are bliss. We are tranquility. We are benevolence. We are gentleness. We are kindness. We are humbleness. We are generosity. We're in full compassion, non-negativity, non-judgment, non-ego, stillness of mind. This is the golden light, pink light. It is everywhere. We see it at sunset. We see it at sunrise. We see it in reflections of the water. We see it in the skies during the day. It's everywhere. And as we continue to levitate, ascend above this planet, Earth Gaia, and that's now in this meditation circle of light, we are all one. We are all the God, the pure consciousness. We are all the love. And our God light energy continues to intensify and continues to expand. And it is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we see this massive column that we've created. It's larger than the solar system. And this massive column at the top, it is multicolored, prismatic, and it's like a trillion rainbows. And then at the top, we have designed a constant flow of the golden ocean coming from it in 360 degrees, cascading down upon everything, saturating, bathing, immersing all life, the highest value in the universe, all things, all existence, in deep eternal love and gratitude, in positivity, in surrender, in relaxing, in joy, in humor. And then we look up over to the center of our circle of light. We see this massive meditative sphere. We all are drops of the golden ocean coming from the column. We hold the essence of the golden ocean, of existence, of everything. And the meditative sphere that we created over 2 years ago holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Well over 800 meditations in perpetual motion. And this sphere continues to intensify, continues to expand. You visualize that all of our invited brothers and sisters in this meditation, every day, in numbers that cannot be explained because there are no numbers to explain them. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It floods us. Inside and out, head to toe, both our physical and etherical. It embraces us. It is us. It is pure consciousness. It is the God. And it literally bathes all life, the highest value in the universe. And we vibrate. We exude this frequency, this love, this gratitude. And we bathe everything with it. We shine our light forth. We pour it over everything. We look down on this planet Earth, Gaia, and this meditation circle of light. We see all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universe. And all of our brothers and sisters, not only do we see them, we feel them. They are part of us as we are part of them. And we're flooding them. And as they begin to lift more and more, and ascend more and more, and become more and more awakened and aware, they begin to understand and surrender Be in happiness. Be in joy. Positivity. Surrender the seriousness. Laugh. Be happy with oneself. You are the God. You're the creator. How can you be in seriousness, in negativity, in stress? Surrender it all and pour forth your light. Pour it forth everywhere. You are the light. Your consciousness, we all are. And we're assisting this civilization, we're assisting ourselves. All of us are helping each other from every single area of all universes and existences to lift this planet, this civilization into pure prosperity, happiness, joy, and bliss, hilarity, laughter, positivity, surrendering, going with the flow, no attachments, no expectations, being in joy. Feel that vibrational frequency in your heart chakras. It's there. It's in your heart mind. Embrace it. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. take an easy breath in through your nose. Easy breath out through the mouth. Stay in the calmness, peace. Stay in the flow of bliss and joy and harmony. Experience the energies that you are. Move slowly. Slowly open your eyes. Breathing in, breathing out. Warrior light 4. Be the joy, the laughter. Positivity, happiness, all of this that you are pouring forth unto all things. Take this with you the rest of the day, into the evening, night, the following morning. We'll be back here Saturday, May 30th, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.
Goodbye.